and welcome to the Celestial Tea Podcast.
I'm Love.
And I'm Tylen.
And we're two Los Angeles-based astrologers and witches serving up the cosmic tea about your favorite celebrities, musicians, and artists.
As always, if you enjoy our hot takes and breakdowns, please leave us a 5-star review wherever you stream, share with your friends and fam, and follow us on all the socials.
So if you're a pop culture baddie, tune in, get your cup of tea, and get ready to sip from the stars. Hello.
The tea is hot, y'all.
Welcome to, actually, yes. This tea is giving daddy energy, is giving dom energy, is giving the world's most attractive man right now.
Just overall fantastic vibes that y'all are in for.
What do you think it is? Are you picking up what we're putting down?
Yeah.
Are you getting it? I'm like serving face on a podcast. I'm like making...
They're with us. They're with us.
Yeah, they're like, we watch on YouTube. It's cool.
Yeah.
So today we are covering the reboot of Fantastic Four.
Hell yeah.
So we're going to look up the chart of Pedro Pascal, aka the daddy energy. And in this episode, the America is obsessed with him. Every woman wants to have sex with him. And the other three co-stars, which are all kind of like newcomers. They're not like as big named as Pedro Pascal. And I think, correct me if I'm wrong, we have Pedro Pascal's exact birth time, right?
No.
No? Okay.
We don't.
Nobody's exact birth time?
Nobody's exact birth time.
Yay!
But you know, y'all, I've got my guesses.
Yes, so. That's true. We will put our official predictions that we just, Pedro Pascal's agent, just shoot us the birth time. Let us know if we're correct. We don't have to post it. We could just confirm or deny. It'd be very daddy of you if you shared your exact birth time.
Yeah, I need to confirm some things here, so please. That would be so helpful.
Tell me at least he has Capricorn placements.
Okay, we just want to dive in?
Let's dive into this. I'm ready.
Okay, so he has said publicly that he doesn't know his birth time, but he has given the public a window of time.
Oh, very sweet of him.
He says that because of this window of time, he could either be a Gemini rising or a Cancer rising.
Oh my God, Cancer rising.
Right? Well, the fact that he said that, I was like, okay, that is Gemini rising that he wants us to
know and to figure it out.
But then when we look at his physicality,
he has like the appley cheeks.
He's definitely a Cancer rising. And the daddy. Okay, so I actually pulled up 2 charts so we could look at both, right? So you could see both.
All right.
Because if he is a Gemini rising, it means that he is ruled by Mercury in Pisces, Mercury up in his 10th house.
Wow, like you.
But if he is a Cancer rising, you see the daddy energy?
The Saturn in
Cancer?
Yes. I'm voting already. Cancer rising.
I feel like he is a Cancer rising as well, just because of the physicality. The way his cheeks are, the way he just comes off with this sweetness and nurturance.
Yes. He's very charming and like a cute, like,
but not in a Gemini-like way.
Not in a flirty way.
His physicality doesn't have that airy quality to him.
Yes. He's more like compact. And yeah, I get you.
Yeah, it's the cheeks for me. Yeah,
the cheeks is definitely
But if
Cancer.
He does have Saturn conjunct his ascendant, that also would make a lot of sense too, because of the way his facial features are very angular.
Yeah.
And I have
feel
that
like his
too.
nose too
Saturn
is like
on my
to the
ascendant.
side. I feel like that's Saturnian too.
Yep.
When you don't have like that symmetrical looking nose.
Yes. So the thing is with Saturn, especially if it is conjunct his ascendant, but just Saturn in the first house in general, this is an indication of this lifetime. He chose to be a figure of authority in some capacity, but this can relate to what astrologers call the feeling of the atlas, the weight of the world on your shoulders. So sometimes this can mean that there's difficulty entering the world, difficulty in the birth process, challenges at a very young age, feeling of the sense of pressure, and looking into his backstory, because I've never like seen any of his work before. I know America's like, what? Have you not?
Don't worry, y'all. I've seen Star Wars. I've seen.
Well, I never finished Game of Thrones, which I know it's on my list.
Yes, he's very good in there. Game of Thrones.
Yeah,
his the Viper. That's his character.
But his parents apparently were very involved in the revolution where he's from, and
that's giving karmic Saturn placement for sure.
Yeah, trauma, trigger warning. Reading about it, it looks like his mother... Yeah, it was a very traumatic thing that happened with his mother. I don't know if I want to share that publicly, but that also was...
I mean, it's already...
It is public, but I'm like, I don't know. I don't want this podcast to be so heavy. Like, this is the celestial tea. But, you know, y'all can do your own research there. But I'm just saying this to indicate the Saturn piece in his first house, because that can relate to the feeling of, again, this feeling of pressure and weight. Yeah. And a karmic responsibility. But the other thing that I love about him being a Cancer rising, if this is true, he does have the frequency about him where he's here to create a safe and nurturing environment for everyone. And he's a very big advocate for trans rights.
Yes. And his sibling is trans. Yes,
exactly. And so that Saturn
Cancer
piece,
rising, yes.
The protector of his family.
The way he fiercely protects his sibling is what every human should do for their family members.
Exactly. Yeah. So I feel like looking at that to me feels more accurate. But I could also see the Gemini rising with being ruled by the Mercury Pisces up in the 10th house, but to me it feels like the Cancer rising just feels
I'll also add too, they say Cancer placements are very expressive in their face, and I feel like he has that. Geminis are expressive with their hands and stuff, but I feel like he's like, like he makes like these quirky, like it's, you can tell it's just like him. He's not performing, you know? And I feel like that's very Cancerian. They say like it's hard for Cancer placements to hide their emotions, which also makes great actors. Yeah. So I feel the Cancer. And he also has like the kind of doe eyes, you know?
Yeah, but if he is a Cancer rising, that means that he's ruled by a Capricorn moon in his 7th house.
Which is also daddy. I told you he had, he had Capricorn placements.
That's the ruling planet then.
I told you.
And we saw that with Haley Steinfeld, right? She's also Cancer rising, ruled by her Cap moon in the 7th house. And very dedicated, very devoted to her craft. I feel like same with Pedro.
Yes. And also, like, if you've seen, like, I've watched interviews of him with his, like, co-stars and stuff from that other movie that I can't remember. We'll have to look it up. They were, like, doing, like, FaceTime videos. Like, it was, like, I think it was Ryan Reynolds and the co-star, I can't remember her name because she's new to me. But they were like doing a fun little like TikTok or Instagram video, and they were like FaceTiming. They're like, "Hey, just wanted to say I love you and good night." And he was like, "I love you too, good night." Like that's so Cancer rising.
Yes. Also, I was reading about him, and apparently he used to be into competitive swimming, which also feels very Cancerian, and also the Saturn piece of like there's a discipline.
And Capricorn moon.
But then once he started acting, he stopped doing the swimming, full force into acting, which also
very Capricorn moon.
Again, the devotion, the dedication, the discipline.
Yes.
Someone who's been through a lot of traumatic things.
Yeah.
But comes off with the level of sweetness and nurturance because of the wisdom of everything that he's been through in his life. And I feel like that's why people have this daddy level quality when they look at him.
Yes. And that's very Dom too. Devotion, dedication, the way he's like, I'm into some stuff. I feel like Saturn can sometimes be deceptively kinky
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Very much so. Like, I don't think people would look at that as like a, oh, what's your sexual preference thing, but...
Because to be a dom essentially means that you're holding a sacred container for someone to surrender.
Yes. The power is in the sub. They give you permission to do whatever, and they say if they're not into it. And so you're here to, create that space for them to give over power to you. And then you don't take advantage of it because, exactly.
Yes.
Very, very Saturnian. Yeah. He also looks like he like might have like a T-square sort of ish.
So he has his ruling planet then, if he is a Cancer rising, in a square to, he has I would still call this his stellium and Aries. He's got the square to Jupiter.
That makes sense why he's so tiny. That makes sense why he's so compact. Okay.
Yeah, but it's the cheeks for me that I'm like, oh, this is Cancer.
Mm-hmm. Yes, no, I agree. I'm on 100% on the same page as you. You're convincing everyone else, not me. I'm convinced.
Yeah, because if he were a Gemini rising, then...
in the 11th house?
Yeah, then all of the Aries energy, would be in the 11th house. And also he has his south node in Gemini, which would mean that his south node would be in his first house, which I also... that doesn't feel aligned. I feel like his south node in the 12th house
makes more sense.
Makes a lot more sense.
Yeah.
So, so he's got an Aries stellium, with the Jupiter Aries up here in the 10th house. He's got, his sun here. And what I found so sweet, too, is that he has Ceres, Demeter, the mother goddess, conjunct his sun, and I feel like that's also where we get the sweetness, the nurturance,
taking care of your family, taking care of the marginalized people, the oppressed people. Let's not even look at the Gemini.
You're like, we're over this.
I'm done.
This man is a Cancer rising.
This podcast is a Cancer rising only podcast because we just did Adam Sandler and we're like, we think he's a Cancer rising.
Oh, because for sure he is. You can see the lunar energy, right, in both of their faces. Yeah. Adam just has
isn't Josh a Cancer rising?
Josh is a Taurus rising. And he's a classic Taurus rising, y'all. If you ever see Josh, he is solid.
Oh, he's a Cancer sun.
Strong man. That man is a Taurus rising.
Frankie's a Cancer rising too, so I'm biased.
Yeah. And Frankie also has the lunar face.
He does. He does. All right.
Okay, so, I love the Ceres conjunct his sun, as Ceres is an agriculture goddess, and I feel like by him stepping into his sovereignty, into his identity as a leader, not only for the art he creates, but just for the position that he has in the world, that provides so much safety for other people.
Yeah. I will say, like, the way he shows up publicly and it feels authentically feels effortless. Yeah, it feels so effortless. So that totally tracks with the mother goddess being there in his Aries stellium. Like, he has this like I feel like I'm just watching like someone on video, like in their home or something, kind of quality when I see him in like interviews or doing social media stuff.
Yeah.
Or like, you know, like the like hot ones or like those types of things where they're not like acting. I do feel that. I feel like he's like, I feel like maybe that's why people might think he could be a Gemini rising, is because he has like the volleying and the play and the quickness.
South node. And I get it. I also have my South node in Gemini. Like, there is a level of comfort in expression, in like the research, right? Like, if you love something and you are a Gemini South node, you will do all of the research and know everything about that thing.
No, couldn't be me.
I love Gemini energy. It's a place of comfort as a South node.
Yeah.
But we have to remember that the sun exalts in the sign of Aries, right? Whoa. So that is the sun's absolute favorite place to be. It's domicile in Leo, but it's exalted in Aries, which fellow Aries sun, I like.
Yeah. The lucky ones, the blessed ones.
Yes, there is a level of blessing because it is your identity. It's your soul's core purpose, and for him to have it in the 10th house, he's here to show up in a big public way, for him to take up space with his solar light in the public eye.
Yeah, I agree.
And be true to himself.
Yeah, because I feel like, I don't know if you researched, like, how long he was working on acting before it, like, paid off for him. But I feel like he's just been, like, expanding, like, since then. Like, I feel like that Jupiter Aries in that the 10th moon, house.
Yeah, square Jupiter.
Yeah, it's like he's in the 7th house of relationships, of karmic relationships and stuff. So it's like he's meeting the right people, he's getting in the right spaces, he's making connections. Like, it genuinely feels like he's like a nice guy who like cares about the people that he's working with, and like he actually forms legitimate connections and things with them. Like,
oh yeah, when you're an Aries, you can't hide that. Like, Aries energy is very blunt. You know, that's the side of Aries that is like, I'm just gonna show up and be myself, even if that means like the blunt, very assertive side of Aries. And that's also the daddy energy, the self-assertion. And
the Jupiter Aries, it's like, I'm just gonna I'm gonna give myself permission to do it, and then I'm gonna take up all the space that I need to. I'm gonna push to make that space. Yeah, that's why I feel like people find him so alluring, because I would argue, I'm not saying he's ugly, but like, he's not like societally celebrity pretty, you know? And there's certain celebrities that like everyone's just like, I'm really attracted to them, but they're not like societally pretty. Like, they're not the normal like cut and paste people that we get pushed in our face all the time, right? Because I do think it's like mostly colonial standards and things like that. But
that's true.
Yeah, but I think like it's like his charisma, it's his energy, it's his comfortability in himself, it's this like quirky, fun, playful, like he has like a childlike, you know, wonder, and like different, he has all this mix of all this stuff. And then like how he was just like, oh yeah, I'm into like dom stuff. Like, he's like able, that's so Aries to like go there, to be able to like say it and just put it out there. So I could totally see that.
And I feel like we were talking about this with both Brittany and Jax. They both had 10th house suns. This is an indication that in prior lifetimes, if you have your sun in the 10th house, that your soul has been in positions of power, leadership, in the public eye before. And so it's a level of comfortability within your soul purpose to show up in that capacity.
And I think we see that in the way that he's able to just be like, support trans people. Because like most of the celebrities with all the stuff going on are quiet. What are they saying? Nothing. They're hiding away in their house. They're not coming out in public. They're not going to they all make like vague neutral statements and things for the most part. But then he's out here like wearing Protect the Dolls on the runway or on the red carpet. Like, he's like, no, this needs to be said. Like, I'm going to put it up in your face so that you are forced to see it. And I don't care. Like, this is something I stand on business. Like, especially obviously having a family member, it's more, you know, we care about things when they affect us. So it's like having a family member affected. But like the fact that he's not just quietly protecting his sibling, and he's like out here like just telling everyone like all trans people deserve to have rights, and he's like starting these like trends and things from like everyone was getting the Protect the Doll. I bought a Protect the Doll shirt. Not the same exact one, but like I bought one too.
Yes, I love that. I love that is truly when a 10th house sun steps fully into their power. They do have the capacity to create change. They make an impact. They're like, here's my light. Now follow, because Aries is Aries sun especially is a leader.
Leadership. And also like effortless leadership in a way where it's like he's making it fun. Like, he's not like, I mean, he could, but it's not like he's like sharing statistics that are sad about trans people. Like, he's wearing a statement piece shirt that's like fun and appropriate for where he is, and bold, and like getting people to enjoy. Like, he's creating a space where it's like fun to support and easy to support. I feel like that's very Aries.
Yes. The other thing with his Aries house, though, is he has his MC. If he's a Cancer rising, his MC will be in Aries.
Yeah.
And he has Chiron.
That's
conjunct his MC.
I saw that. I was waiting for you to bring that up.
Yeah. Which means that right now he's in the midst of his Chiron return.
Mm-hmm.
So,
but it's a later degree, his Chiron, right?
Yeah.
So it's like kind of it'll get there, yeah.
So for him to be in the public eye in the way that he is in this lifetime, yes, he has the past life gifts from showing up in that in that way, but perhaps by him doing that in other lifetimes, he spoke out against things that maybe the majority of the people didn't agree with, or he was someone who was a sacred rebel and maybe was hurt, right? Because Aries is a sign of the warrior, and so there could be some things in his soul imprint around the experience of pain for showing up in his individuality and saying those things, right? Where he has that on his soul to be like, no, I am going to share this, but there is a level of pain when it involves stepping out in an individual way, because Aries is the first sign of the zodiac, the ram, the trailblazer. And for him to show up in that way and say whatever the thing is that is in maybe not in alignment with the way that the collective majority, the patriarchal society wants you to think, that maybe in a past life caused some pain, some deep trauma. And so for him to show up in this life in the way that he does is so healing for his soul. And it's
interesting too, because I'm thinking about the Game of Thrones character that he plays. It's very similar.
Really?
So like
I need to watch it.
His Game of Thrones character is part of like a warrior like royalty family. And they're well known for that. That's what they're known for, is being fierce warriors. But he is non-traditional because he has like a lover that's like not accepted in the royalty bloodline way.
Ooh,
and like he does like different like sexual stuff than what's like their custom or culture. I'm trying to be vague for you.
Yeah, don't spoil it. Love knows I hate spoilers.
It's like when you get introduced to him, it's just like this is how he's lived for like years. So it's not like oh no, but so he like stands on business and goes out on a limb for his lover. And he also fights on behalf of the people that he cares about and his family. Like he has this big fight scene for sort of like retribution for his lover and his family members and stuff. So yeah, it's actually kind of similar.
Wow.
Yeah.
The warrior consciousness is very strong in his soul.
Yeah.
And it's also what he's here to teach other people, how they can embody their inner warrior and stand up and speak out against things that are unjust.
Yeah.
Like he teaches that through his presence.
And that's kind of like Fantastic Four, right? He's supposed to be the leader of the Fantastic Four in this movie, so it's kind of on brand as well. I feel like I'm curious to see like what his character role is and what part of himself he infuses into this role. I know like the other Fantastic Fours, the leader is just like traditional scientist leader guy, like let's think about this, guys, you know, like type of thing. And his story arc in like the Fantastic Four that I grew up with, his story arc, like he has to learn to like go for it, you know, and like do it. So I'd be interested to see like maybe that's the message that he might bring to the table as well.
Yes, the Aries quality of initiation.
Yes.
Take the risk.
Yes.
Go for it.
Yes. Fighting for what's right. Yes. Yeah, because Libra is the sister sign for Aries. The justice piece is still not what is it? It's not unknown to Aries.
And speaking of Libra, he has Pluto in Libra. So this is a generational planet. And Pluto is in opposition to both his Jupiter placement and his sun, which is a very powerful,
like, illuminating
aspect.
shadows, especially in his fourth house of family.
Yeah.
transformation.
And this goes back to what I was sharing earlier with Saturn in his first house, the traumatic experience.
Yeah, if you have Saturn, Pluto in your 4th house, like first thing when I see that for clients, I'm like, how was your childhood? How's your family relationships?
Or Mars too.
Yeah.
In the 4th house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It can be rough. I have Saturn in my 4th house.
So you get it.
That's why I'm always like, how was your childhood? Yeah. My Cancer nurturer is like, how are you doing?
Yeah.
Do you talk to your parents?
Yeah. Yeah, because it indicates lots of power struggles. Pluto is the energy of power within the family dynamic. Death cycles.
Death, yeah. A lot of death in the family for the Pluto in the 4th house.
Yeah. But I will say that this is also a karmic indication, if you do have Pluto in your 4th house, that you, and I think we saw this with Blake Lively too, right? Where you have had many lifetimes in a position where your soul has been someone who has, essentially, you are the transformer, you are the catalyst in your foundation. So that means that you've had lifetimes where you built a connection to this earthly realm. Yeah. So you are someone that can communicate to the earth, to the crystals, the plants. This is, to me, a very like druidic magic placement. Yes. Someone who, again, who knows how to communicate with the earth and transform. It's an alchemizing placement because you're taking that trauma and you're alchemizing it into power, because you literally have Pluto, the energy of power, in your roots, which also is giving like daddy energy,
like in it, and like a sexy intensity. That's why I feel like people are like, there's something about him.
That's also the Cap moon that's giving the intensity as well, because it's where the moon is in her detriment. It creates that level of seriousness. Yeah.
But low-key, I feel like a lot of Capricorn moons that I know they're fine, even though it's like considered in detriment,
which I think we talked about with Haley. They're old souls, ancient souls.
Like, I kind of like Cap moon people.
I do too.
I'm biased because I'm a Cancer, so I like Capricorn energy in general. But
it's because with their emotions, they're able to create efficient systems. Whereas like a Cancer moon, like we see with Adam, like would just like go all in, like all the emotions.
I find
like,
Cancer moon people struggle way more. Like I have a few clients and family members.
Spaz energy.
It's pretty rough. Yeah, it's pretty rough. Like I feel, even though it's considered an at-home placement, I'm like, these people get stuck here.
Yeah, because they're processing so much and they feel
the nostalgia, the past, they get stuck in it. They get, and then the pettiness or like the taking it personally, they attach meaning to everything. Versus I feel like the Cap moon is like, I feel like they get their shit done. They're able to move forward. They're able to accomplish. Like, they're on top of it and things like that. Like,
Yep. So, the other thing about his chart that I find really fascinating is that he has domicile Venus in Taurus, which is a lovely placement for Venus. Yeah. And if he is a Cancer rising, that means that it's in his 11th house, which is also an indication of why he has that like loving, friendly sort of vibe to him.
And that the co-star is always like wanting to hang out with him and be around him even after they're done filming. They're like, I miss you. I wish we could have a sleepover together. It's literally in one of the videos. I'm not making shit up. It could have been scripted, I have no idea, but it's still like, that's what we're seeing.
Yeah, that's so cute. And he has Hera, Juno, conjunct his natal Venus. Is he in a relationship? What's his vibe?
I don't think he is.
Okay.
I think he's like single.
So when we have Hera in the 11th house, it can sometimes indicate because Hera is the frequency of a marriage or commitment. And so when Hera is in the 11th house, it can sometimes mean that we are married or in a committed relationship with our community, with our networks of people around us, and there is a karmic contract oftentimes to be in a role where you are facilitating lots of different relationships. So this can sometimes mean non-traditional relationships when you have Hera in the 11th house. So yeah, that would also make sense then for him to have such strong bonds with so many different people, especially if, again, Venus is in Taurus. So it indicates that he loves like connecting to the sensuality, the pleasurable experiences of this existence. And his Venus is in a square to Mars in Aquarius. And he has Mars in a conjunction to Vesta as well. So anytime we have Venus in a square to Mars, this is like the divine feminine principle in the natal chart Venus square the divine masculine principle Mars, creating this level of friction when it comes to our artistry and how we are taking action. So oftentimes people that have Venus square Mars are inherently beautiful artists because they have this like creative friction within them to like experience the world in its fullness, all of the colors. So yeah, that's oftentimes I see that I'm like, oh, that's a natural artist placement. And then yeah, with his Mars in the sign of Aquarius, this indicates
genius.
Well, his willpower and his motivation is geared towards like futuristic qualities, towards the community, which is also the square to Venus in the 11th house, to his people.
And fixed, like, I will see it through, I will get it done as well. I looked up his dating stuff. There really isn't any stuff. He's single.
Yeah.
There was like rumors that he was with someone, but he says like relationships are complex. He says, I'm open about my private life. I'm not, like closed about it. I just don't have a lot going on. Yeah. The Cap Moon, it said he doesn't like emotional, physical, or psychological pain. Cap Moon is like, just be normal. Just be no changes.
That's why with the Venus in the 11th house and Hera in the 11th house, to me this feels like there is a love of non-traditional relationship dynamics.
There was like a rumor that he was dating his co-star Bella from The Last of Us, and then they were like, because the age gap and all that, people were like, ugh, and then he was like, no, we're just like really close friends, really good friends.
Yeah.
And I feel like we see that. And like Aries, I feel, loves to like express their love so loudly. Like they say, you'll never, like people who date like Aries placements, like they love so hard that often Aries placements tend to be like the one that got away or the one that they think about often because they've never been loved so hard before, and it feels great to be like enveloped in that love. So it makes sense if he like seems like more like emotional or like romantic in his friendships. It's because he's loving so fiercely.
Yes. Yeah, and that's also domicile Venus too, right? Like,
yeah, the Taurus Venus. Like you feel like my partner is Taurus Venus. He like is so loyal. He goes so hard for his people. He will show up even when he is like being raked through the coals. Like he will put it all out on the line until he can't anymore. Yeah. And he really values like his people, like the loyalty piece. Like if I accept you in my circle, you are locked in. You're in my circle, and I'm gonna fight for you.
Yep. So we see all of that. I also love the Mercury and Pisces.
Biased.
We talked about this with Michael B. Jordan.
Yes.
That was
this is
like
a theme we're already seeing, and we've only covered like a few celebrities. I'm like, we should keep like a tally, like an Excel sheet of like their placements, and see if there's like similarities between popular or famous people.
That'd be so fun.
Then we could even make like our own, like, oh, if you have Pisces, they say certain placements you're more likely to be famous or things like that.
Yeah, it's true. And we talked about this, right, with him, where Mercury Pisces, it does have this capacity to be adaptable.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it is the last sign of the zodiac. Pisces has this glamour magic to it.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like that's such a beautiful placement for an actor to have, because it means that with their voice and with their expression, they're able to adapt and create this level of glamour for whatever character it is that they are portraying.
Mm-hmm. They can like immerse, and they can tap into that energy or that frequency, and then they can like bring that out.
Yes.
As opposed to like feeling like they themselves are getting in the way. They're like embodying whatever that energy is that they need to.
Yes. And if he is a Cancer rising, this would indicate that he has his Mercury in a trine to Jupiter and Aries, which is also like he's taking him so much space with his voice, and his Mercury placement would then be in the 9th house. So that also indicates that he is here to publish things out into the world. That's the 9th house. It's a house of publishing, teaching, higher levels of education, travel, all of that. So he is here to be a channel for the divine as well with his artistry.
I love that.
Does he?
I wonder if he. Yeah, I was like, does he do other shit?
That's what I mean. Does he do like speeches or talks like for humanitarian values? Because I feel like that's also his Mars in, especially the 8th house.
I mean,
like,
he does like speak out on issues that he cares about, and he's been in like political movies or things like that. But I haven't seen him like specifically, like, I mean, he's obviously talked about like being pro-trans and all those things, and then like the Edgington movie that he did was a little bit like politically, it was at like in Cannes, you know, type of thing. But I'm not sure. I think on his social media he speaks about issues for sure, but I don't know, like talks or things, but like he uses his platform for sure.
That's a big deal for Mercury and Pisces, because again, it is where Mercury has their fall, right? Like Mercury is in the vast oceanic consciousness, and so just to be an open channel for your intuition to pour through your voice is huge. I get it though, because as a fellow Mercury Pisces, our mind can be a little spacey. I've learned how to be confident in using my voice, and I wasn't always. And so I think having a modality like acting, which I also did as a young child, it helps you build that confidence in your expression. And then you can move through all of these different emotional layers and get to know yourself better.
like when you try it on clothes at the store and you're like, that's not my vibe. This is my vibe.
But I also feel like having an Aries sun, which I also have as well, there is a natural sense of self-assurance. And that's what creates the boundary for you to be able to explore all these different layers of expression.
That's what I was thinking.
But come back home to yourself.
Because he does have like the Aries cardinal, Capricorn cardinal, Cancer rising. He's all cardinal.
Yes.
So he's able to like still remain who he is and not get lost in the sauce.
Yes. Yeah, that's that Aries self-assertion.
And I'm looking at a lot of his popular roles. They're all like warriors. Like The Last of Us is a survival, like end of world thing. The Fantastic Four is a superhero. Game of Thrones, he was a warrior. Gladiator, warriors. He was the Mandalorian in Star Wars, warrior. I just love it. Life imitates art. Art imitates life.
It's like, why do you think he gets these roles though? Because his soul naturally embodies these qualities.
Yeah. The god of war is like not unknown.
With the Mercury Pisces placement, he's still able to adapt and express himself through the different layers, right? Because every role is going to have a new layer of expression.
Yes. And I think that's what makes him a good actor, because we see like a lot of like jarhead. Sorry if you like them. The Rock, one note, basic, not a good actor. John Cena. This is my Mars and Virgo corner. We should have like a Mars and Virgo corner, like ding, ding, ding. My Aries moon will fight you too. I'm sorry, John Cena. Why does he get so many roles? He's one note. He's just a strong beefhead warrior. Like, but this man, he brings nuance. Pedro's like, I'm a warrior, but what kind of warrior? Even in The Mandalorian, he's like struggling to care for this like baby Grogu, the baby Yoda thing, character, and like soften and be and he's trying to figure out his ancestry, like also very similar.
Cancer rising too,
I'm sorry to everyone who likes The Rock and John Cena, but like, come on, they're just wrestlers, like they're attractive wrestlers. I know wrestling is acting.
Did
it's
you
all
see
fake,
the show that The Rock did? I haven't seen the last, I think, 2 seasons.
What show?
He like made a show about his early life.
Oh yes. I haven't seen it though. Again, see previous statement.
I actually think it's sweet. I definitely
he's not the best
agree
actor
with what you're saying because he's playing
himself.
But
which a lot of actors do play themselves.
I also love the actors that he chose for the different timelines because in that show he goes back and forth between like his younger self, his teenage self, his college self.
So we see The Rock through other lenses.
Yeah, and through the actors, which the actors in that show did a beautiful job at portraying The Rock. But The Rock himself acting...
His best role was Maui in Moana. Why?
Hell yeah.
It's animated.
But isn't there going to be a live version? And he's going to be in it?
I like the animated one.
Yeah.
That's all I have to say about that. Even his song is like, what can I say? Like, it's like not very... It's like, I don't know.
You're
I'm
welcome.
Sorry. Yeah. I love the song because as an Aries moon, I love to rub it in people's faces when I'm correct. But, and my Mars and Virgo, when I'm right, I'm right. But, Frankie says I'm a sore winner and a sore loser.
Wow.
I'm not like that extreme, y'all. I'm self-aware, right? So then it's not crazy. But yeah,
Aries' sun is also competitive, though.
Oh, you said he was a swimmer.
Yeah.
Duh.
Exactly.
Yeah. 100%.
I feel like with Aries' sun, though, we don't have as much of emotional tie to winnings. So it's like...
Yeah, my Aries moon has an emotional tie.
It's like we care about it, but if whatever happens and it's not meant for us as an Aries sun, we can take that.
Yeah. And I also have my Mars and Virgo in the 10th house. So it's like the perfectionism plus the competitiveness in my moon. Like the Pokemon theme song like just started playing in my head. I wanna be the very best that no one's ever done. That's the Aries moon energy, I feel.
But an Aries 10th house sun is
also
just gonna
similar.
show up and be like, I am the goddamn best.
Yeah. I don't need to prove it to you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I am daddy. Like that's
it's give me an opportunity and I'll perform and then you'll see.
His whole vibe.
Yeah.
I feel like the Mars in the 8th house too also creates his like sultry appeal because the 8th house has to do with sexuality.
Yeah. I wonder if Aquarius Mars people have mustaches, if that's like a style they rock.
Well, some of the other actors also had Aquarius placement, so we'll get into the other his co-stars of Fantastic Four. Let me see if there's anything else.
I wonder if the movie's very Aquarian.
If it actually has a lot of Aries, there's a lot of Aries placements for Fantastic Four, and then some Aquarius placements and Pisces too.
Well, that kind of tracks. One of the characters is literally a flame. Like the Human Torch. Like what the fuck?
But I actually think he's more like watery though, the flame guy, which we'll talk about.
Yeah. Well, his character in the one that when we were growing up was also kind of like wishy-washy.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Well, I have my guesses, as y'all know. Uranus in the 5th house of Scorpio. I feel like that also for him gives him the
transformation piece.
Yeah, but then the innovative quality within his artistry and creative frequencies.
Like to like play with the different angles and
And then his north node is in a wide orb conjunction to Neptune in Sagittarius. So, and obviously we don't have the exact birth time, but I do feel intuitively like his north node would be in a conjunction with Neptune, because this does speak to his soul moving into the direction of artistry. Neptune is art.
Yeah.
Neptune, again, is the glamour magic. And that's essentially what entertainment is. It's this
and having them the sixth house of day to day, like what we do for a living, like
exactly. And also it's the house of how we are of service, which I've been thinking a lot about because this Mercury retrograde in Leo is moving through my sixth house. So getting that sixth house activation. But yeah, for him it is about his everyday, and how he's of service is through his artistry with the Neptune piece there. So,
dang. Should we move on to the others?
I know, we talked a lot about him.
Well, he's the one that everyone's like chomping at the bit to get a piece of.
Oh wait, I do want to share before we move on his guardian angel.
Oh yeah.
And his soul card. So his soul card.
Should I do the human design for every person?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, I'll look it up.
This will be a longer episode because we have 4 people, but he is the magician. That is his soul card, fellow magician frequency. And his guardian angel is the 3rd angel, Sithael, who is the part of source consciousness that is all about the frequency of hope. Sithael is known as the angelic architect. And I love this in relation to the 3 of Wands in the tarot, because we see this figure looking out over this wide open landscape, and there is this connection to this card around plotting, planning, the architect's energy. So
that makes sense, because he was like swimming, done, acting, mastering that shit.
So anyone born from March 31st to April 4th, this will also be your guardian angel, the 3rd angel, Sithael. So yeah, if this angel, again, holds our cosmic blueprint, the very structure of our essence. So this also relates to that Aries medicine of sovereignty. It's also an angel to call in if you feel like you're needing hope in the face of adversity, which is also what we saw in his early life. So that feels really, really resonant. And this angel invites us into our deeper soul mission as the angelic architect. So it shows us how to be grounded in our purpose. And that's the interesting part of this correlation to the 3 of Wands in the tarot, because that's a card where we see the figure has no shoes on. They're completely grounded. They're grounded in their purpose, and they have that little halo of golden energy around their head, that crown that they're wearing. So they are anchored in their leadership, and leadership is a responsibility to inner peace. So
it's sort of like I lead so that I can feel grounded in my body, not because I want to influence or I want to insert outcome here. It's just like this need has to be expressed in me in order for me to feel authentic.
Exactly. And the other part of this crown is that this particular angel, Sithael, is related to the realms of nobility. So this angel supports people in positions of leadership and people that others look to for inspiration.
Literally, women are inspired in the bedroom. Sorry.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, he is inspiring a lot of people.
And as the 3rd angel, so if the 1st angel, Vehuia, created the spark, the 2nd angel, Jalael, maintained the spark, well then Sithael is here to use that fire to lead others to the truth.
Carry that torch.
And he's also this angel is also known as the soul's contract keeper. So that means that our promises are sacred, and so anyone who is born under Sithael is here to keep their karmic contracts.
I wonder if that like comes out in people's life where they're like, swear on your mom. And it's like, I would never do that.
Yeah.
Like one of those people. It's like, that's you're asking too much of me. I would never swear that.
I also feel like people born under Sitael have this quality of because this, again, is the angelic architect, they are so connected to their own soul purpose that they are here to be the map holder for other people as well, being like, wait, that's actually your gift. So being around people born under Sitael's influence have that quality of, you're actually amazing at this. Like, this is a part of your soul's cosmic blueprint. I've
seen that in those, like, interviews and those fun videos where they're like, oh, we love you for this, we love you for that. And he's like, you have that too. Like, you got that. You're fine. You're good.
Exactly.
Like, he's like the first one to remind them, like, you're amazing too, though. And they're like, stop. And he's like, no, you are. Yeah. Exactly. What is the location and stuff that you put for him?
So, Santiago, Chile.
Yeah.
I didn't look up the location for the other ones, though. So if we
We're
need
just
to
going
do that,
off of their stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, that's okay. Okay, so he is a manifesting generator, as I suspect.
Hell yeah, fellow manifesting generator. We have a lot of similar qualities too. The Aries Sun, Mercury Pisces.
Yeah, that's so true. Yeah, I feel so. We talked about this before. Manifesting generators are hybrids. They're here to show evolution of humanity, to show us it's okay to pivot, to change. We see that, like, he did, you know, sports, he did competition, and now he's doing acting. I feel as an MG, he has multiple, usually manifesting generators have like multiple interests or things that they're doing at any given time, right? Like, since he's been working, right? He's consistently putting out things, he's speaking out on things, he's speaking up for things, he's like doing fun. Like, I also feel like he's very aware of how impactful he is, and he like, I think that's also the Aries energy. He like plays it up. He's like, oh yeah, I'm your daddy. Like, call me daddy, you know? And like, so he's like, let me just go ahead and do this. If this is what I'm going to be known for, I'm going to be known for this. So
Saturn in the first house, taking that responsibility of his role.
Yeah. And he's showing us that we can do things, because he's 50, right? And he's just now like blowing up in the past few years. Like, manifesting generators constantly are reinventing themselves. So he's showing us like we can reinvent ourselves anytime, any place, at any age, anywhere, as long as you want to do it. And we saw that he had a huge career pivot and change because he was like, this is what I'm feeling more. No shame, no guilt. I mean, he may, you know, I'm speaking in generalizations, but like, we're, as manifesting generators, we're not supposed to hold shame and guilt when we want to leave something, and when we want to pivot, and when our desires or passion is moving somewhere else. That's the whole point of what they're here as a design type, to show the world that you can change and you can be whatever you want to be at any given point.
Yes, this is exactly why, as a fellow manifesting generator, to me, it has always felt so limiting in our society, where people will say, oh, have your niche, market towards your niche. And I'm like, what the heck are you talking about? When my niche
Many
is...
gens hate niches.
Yeah.
They do not want to get niched down. They're like, don't tie me to one thing. I want all of it. I want to have space to like play and pivot and be interested. And making them do one thing is like soul crushing. It's like boring. You're like, I'm done with it. I can't keep committing to this thing. I'm no longer feeling passion for it.
Yep. It's so true.
He also has the same purpose as Frankie, my partner.
Oh, interesting. Oh, wait, do tell.
Okay, so he has the right angle cross of tension. So, this is the paragraph. I know, if you have listened to the Adam Sandler one, there is a pre-written paragraph for each of the incarnations, and this is not the right one. There's 4 of each. So I'll just read it. So, your cross carries the energy of tension that is necessary to maintain order in a tribal environment. This may play out in family, work, or community, but the tension is a necessary provocation to keep the ground aligned and in order. The tension also helps to provoke response, which provides opportunity for more effective leadership.
Yes.
we see this, right? Like how I was just saying, he heard that people were interested in that offhanded joke comment that he made, and he kept going, right? Like he listens to the needs, the response, the family, the community, the people around him all love him. Like the fact that his actors and co-stars want to like make fun videos with him and be around him. The tension piece, so like there's 4 different versions of each incarnation cross. I can't remember off the top of my head what Frankie's is, so forgive me. He might have like a slightly different one. So all of them will have like something with tension, but I remember Frankie's is more about his is a different one because his was about provoking having provoking questions to make things, to improve systems. So this is more about, his is more about community, environment. It says like the tribal environment, the family community, the work, leadership. So he's here to provoke with tension, to create what is needed in an environment, in a grouping, in a village, in a community, so that there can be order, that there can be alignment with our needs and our wants, which I feel like he has been known to like provide advice for people, especially his co-stars and stuff like that. So that totally makes sense. And I feel with the Aries energy, he's able to like provoke, but like in a not so serious way. Yeah. And then all the like stuff that we were talking about, his many different placements that were like nurturing and welcoming and loving. So it's like, if people are provoking you with tension, with questions, with change, but they're like, but it's because I love you, or because I want this to be better, that's way more palatable than just like, you're doing it wrong.
We even see that in his own natal chart, right? With Pluto opposing his sun, that level of tension that is there. And so if he feels that internally, it makes sense that that is a part of his purpose, to show up in a capacity of leadership.
Yes.
And teach other people the same thing, because he knows what that is like firsthand.
Yes. Like, again, I know we've been like talking a lot about the trans stuff, but it's like, I don't give a shit. Trans rights. I'm trans.
Yes.
But that even, right? He's provoking by bringing it to the attention, and he's saying, why can't everyone just live their life and just be happy? And why can't we support these people who just want to be who they are?
Exactly.
He's trying to bring his fans, his community, the world, whoever he's addressing, right, into a more aligned space. If we're all chill with this, then everyone can just be who they are, and there's no problems, and everyone's happy, and everyone wins. Right? That's that leadership piece. It becomes, because of this, is talking about effective leadership, right? So that's kind of what he's trying to, he's not here to just like take up space like our president, you know, like, oh, I'm a leader. Like, for who? For yourself, for your own interests. He's trying to be effective in how he speaks, and he's using his platform knowing that he can reach people. And he's like, hey, this is what I'm standing for. This is what I care about, you know? And it kind of, interesting. This just popped in my head. There's another Marvel actor, Simu Lee, who's Canadian, and he has also used his platform to talk about things like this. Like, I think it's very interesting. He had like a video where he was like, why aren't millionaires taxed more? Like, I don't mind giving more of my money because I'm so rich. Not like he wasn't like, oh, I'm rich, but he was like, I have money. I don't need all this money. I don't mind being taxed and giving it to people so they can have opportunities. And I feel like it's kind of like that kind of vibe where it's like, I'm provoking, I'm thinking like, how can we make this better for the whole?
I saw another video where he was talking about, why don't mothers receive more benefits and time off? And why don't we have like postpartum care? So
he gets it.
Yeah. And to your point, I feel like all of those things you were saying go back to why it does feel like his chart is more of a Cancer rising, because when you are a Cancer rising, it is the start of your soul's journey. That's, you know, the point where we start. And the intention for Cancer rising is to cultivate the energy of safety and then to create safe spaces for others.
Yeah.
And so that's why he's saying all these things, is because he, at the end of the day, wants everyone to feel safe. Yes. Such a Cancer rising thing. And then with the Saturn piece, he's the one that's saying, oh, I'm taking the position of authority to be that person speaking out for the people that don't feel safe.
Yeah. And his main gene key, his main gift in this life is gene key 21, which is known as the manager.
Willpower and authority.
The main themes are willpower and authority.
Of course.
He doesn't like authority dominating over him. He
Yeah.
likes material things, understanding the material plane, which corresponds to his Taurus Venus, right?
Venus.
They like to be in control of resources and things to help us better spend our time and our energy. And they know what is like needed for sustainable abundance and viability. So we do see that too, right? Like in literally that thing that you were just talking about with the mothers needing more care, more benefits, more love.
Yeah.
You know, he's like, hey, these women are literally creating the world. They're creating the next generation of humans. Like, why don't we support them more?
Yeah.
Why aren't our resources going to help these people?
Well, the actor, the other Marvel actor. That's what I'm talking about.
Simu? Okay. Yeah. Sorry. Oops.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it's like stuff like that. Like, we're seeing that. I feel like he gives advice to people. He's telling people their gifts and what they're good at. He's speaking out on all these things. It's very like, why can't, making things better. Why can't we use our resources in the best way possible?
Yeah.
Yeah. And the downside for this is just learning to be comfortable with control, right? Because if you're wanting to take control, you might be wanting to take control when it's not given, when it's not needed, when it's not helpful, or you might get frustrated that you don't have a sense of control. Yeah. So that can be, as well with I feel like with the Capricorn moon, that's very when I don't feel in control, I'm spiraling. Yes. For sure. Yeah, it's very, very interesting. And it says the manager knows that true power is about speaking and acting from the heart and grounding all he does in a deep desire to serve. Period.
That's the North Node in the 6th house.
Period.
Yes.
Yeah, it says the natural authority unites rather than controls. And we see that. People like being around him. They like that sense of camaraderie that he brings to the table.
Yep.
All right. So who's the next?
So next, I looked at Vanessa Kirby.
Okay. That's the Invisible Woman, right?
I think so. I honestly don't remember the first Fantastic Four.
She's the only woman because there's only the Invisible Woman. So I'm like, I can guess this because I'm pretty sure I'm 100% right.
Yeah, you are.
Unless they're like super like forward and they're like, no, a woman is the torch or something.
So again, we don't have her birth time, but she was born April 18th, 1998, which means that her soul card is the Empress. Her life path is 3, which is all about creativity, and it actually flows in alignment with her guardian angel, which we'll talk about in a minute. But I love that Empress quality of showing up in a way where you are this magnetic force. The Empress is artistic. She, again, has this quality of magnetizing opportunities and things to her because she's in this flow state. So that feels really beautiful. So her placements that we know about, she's got also an Aries sun, which I told you this was a lot of Aries energy happening in the Fantastic Four. Aries sun, 28 degrees, and it also says that her Mercury is also in Aries, 26 degrees.
Oh, conjunct.
Yes, which Mercury doesn't travel too far from the sun. You'll never see Mercury more than 2 signs away from the sun. It's just not ever gonna happen.
Yeah, the orbiting.
Yeah.
You can't change global warming might change that, but we can't change the planetary
Mercury
orbits.
is known as the messenger of the sun, right? So Mercury is always going to be fairly close. So if you do have Mercury conjunct your sun, though, it does indicate that there is a part of your soul purpose. It is related to your expression.
Yeah, to speaking up, creating.
Exactly. Especially with the Aries energy, that relates to, again, what we're talking about with Pedro, the self-assertion.
Yeah.
The sense of sovereignty.
Yeah.
Being true to yourself.
Yeah.
Your individuality.
As Spirit was showing me, someone on the top of a hill with like a one of those bullhorn things, just like yelling like whatever they want to talk about.
Yeah, there's strength in your voice when you have Mercury and Aries. Like, people can't avoid what you're here to say. Like, you're here to be strong and bold with your voice if you have Mercury Aries.
I wonder if she like yells in the movie and has like a strong commanding voice, you know?
Yeah.
Because, you know, there's like, we gotta hold down the fort, or like something like that, you know?
Yeah.
Like when they're in the middle of a fight scene or something.
I know nothing about her. I've never seen any of her
Me either.
work
Let me look up what
before.
other stuff she does.
So, yeah, it'll be interesting to watch the movie and get to know her essence a little bit more. But yeah, she's got that Aries Sun conjunct Mercury.
She looks like a warrior, low-key. Like she looks
We'll
like a
get
Joan
into-
of Arc type.
We'll get into what I think her rising sign is, because yeah, that warrior energy definitely, I feel like, yeah. Should I just say now?
Yeah, I want to know.
Okay. I feel like this woman is a Scorpio rising.
Oh.
The level of intensity that she has in her eyes, and she has Pluto in Scorpio, which is a generational planet. We both have Pluto in Scorpio. It would indicate then that she has Pluto in her first house, which is a sign of intensity and transformation. But even in her eyes, I mean, looking at her eyes, I'm like, oh, this woman is definitely a water rising sign.
Because it's like,
but the level of intensity that she has, I'm like, oh, I feel like she's definitely a Scorpio rising.
Yeah, she was in The Crown, so that's probably where a lot of people know her. It's like a TV show, period piece about Queen Elizabeth. And then she's in Mission Impossible and Avengers. Wait, you've probably seen Avengers. Doomsday?
I don't know if I saw that one.
Oh, okay. And then Hobbs and Shaw. The one Fast and the Furious movie I haven't seen.
Oh my gosh, the one you haven't seen.
Because it's like an offshoot with, guess who plays Hobbs and Shaw? The Rock.
Oh, you're like, I'm out.
I do like Shaw because I actually like Jason Statham.
Okay.
But he can sometimes be one note, especially in these movies. They just didn't give him like a good. I'm sorry, I'm going off topic. I like him in like Crank and The Transporter and stuff like that.
But yeah, I feel like she is a Scorpio rising, which would then mean that her Aries placements would be in her 6th house, which again indicates this, like, she's here to use her voice, to use her sovereignty as a way to be of service.
Does she have like Libra placements or something? Because I feel like her body's very like
no Libra placements,
lanky and like, I don't know, it's like angelic-y kind of, like it's very bone structure-y. I don't know.
Just the eyes to me felt very much like she's a water rising, but then knowing that there's Pluto there, I'm like, oh, I feel like that's where we get that intensity.
Yeah, because I feel like Scorpio and Aries, like that's very like, the Mars world placements are like very sexy, and I feel like she has a sexiness, but
yeah, it's
still like plain to, like it's not jumping out and like grabbing me, like how you're talking about the Pluto first house. It's not like I don't know, seeing her pictures again, I've never seen her work before, so I actually don't even know what her voice sounds like, right? Like I never looked up any of her interviews. We're the worst. But we're just the motherfucking worst, dude.
Yeah.
In The Crown, she plays like an intense like role. Like you can see it in her face right there. She's like,
that's what I'm saying.
She's like smoldering.
I feel like she's giving Scorpio rising.
She does a lot of period piece acting too. I mean, it could be just her face is, like I said, Joan of Arc. It's like older, like like she could play someone who exists in that time period. But yeah, she does have a fierce eye. Definitely has a fierce eye. But it's watery as well, though. Like it's like a water. You see those eyes? Like I'm like, I feel like it's watery to me. Yeah. But then it's not water in like a Cancer rising or Pisces rising.
It's not like round and like doe-eyed.
So I'm like, it feels like she's Scorpio rising.
Okay. I don't know enough either to... What's the rest of her placement?
So she's got... Again, the moon placement is so fickle because it always moves, but perhaps a Taurus moon, which is an exalted moon placement. Definitely Taurus Jupiter. Gemini Venus, which you understand very well. Aquarius Mars as well, same as Pedro.
Mars, yeah.
And then the generational, which we both have as well. Capricorn, Uranus, Saturn, and Neptune.
I think the Taurus moon would make sense because that would give her that, like, for me, I know it's just a personal preference because of my own placements and stuff. Earth placements aren't like, I want to fuck you. They're just like, you're pretty. And that's it.
But that would place that then in the 7th house, which would then give her that quality of... Again, we talked about this with Haley, right? Where if you have a 7th house moon, you do have the capacity to feel all of the emotions of everyone around you. But then the Taurus moon, because it is exalted, it adds a layer of like you're grounded and you can create boundaries. Yeah. Taurus knows how to create those boundaries. But then I feel like it, with the Jupiter piece, it also, we talked about this with Michael B. Jordan. He also has Jupiter in the 7th house, where there is this capacity with Jupiter in the 7th house where you are a magnetic force for other people. So you, in your essence, you create the opportunities for people to flow in and like, and be open that door. It's a very lucky placement to have Jupiter in the 7th house. So to me, that just made sense for looking at her. I've never even heard her speak before because I haven't seen any of her art or anything that she's created, but I am excited to go watch the Fantastic Four. We are recording this before the movie comes out. Yeah.
Looks like she has a child too. It's like her on the red carpet.
Aw, that also makes sense for the Taurus moon and Jupiter Taurus as well.
Mother.
Placement then. Exactly.
Call me mother.
Yeah.
But the Aries makes sense because she's in like Mission Impossible. She's in the the Fantastic Four. She's still doing like very active type of work. Very I wouldn't say super warrior, but action stuff. Yeah.
Yes. And that would mean that her Venus placement, the Gemini Venus, would be in her 8th house, which also to me gives that like allure, that sex appeal. Venus in the 8th house. So that's my guess. Like,
what is it? I'm drawn to it. I don't know.
Yeah.
And then like when you start talking to her, it's like, oh, the Gemini Venus.
Gemini Venus loves to talk.
Yeah.
They will go in. But then if she is an 8th house Venus, there is a love of the depths too. 8th house Venus, there is a karmic contract for your souls to experience deep soul level love in this lifetime, because you want to go to the depths with someone. You want love that is transformative.
And I feel like in 8th house Venus, you're attracted to those 8th house qualities, like supernatural, like shadow, taboo, like maybe you have like some interesting kinks, or you're like interested in learning about things. With the Gemini there, you're like, I'll try anything once kind of energy. Yeah. Or like, I just want to like be a fly on the wall in like a sex dungeon because I just want to see, that kind of energy. Or just like being able to like, talk a lot about these, like Gemini Venus, you need to hold a conversation, otherwise goodbye. There's no value in our relationship if you can't go to the depths with that placement, for sure.
And then if she is a Scorpio rising, her Aquarius Mars would be in her 4th house, which I also think pairs nicely with what you were saying about these like warrior strong positions that she's playing. So that's my guess.
All right.
Y'all, what do you think?
Yeah, I don't think she's... Put
your guess out there, love. Let the people know.
I'm not sure. Like, I'm kind of like narrowing it down. Like, at first I saw her face and I was like, it kind of read like angular, like Cap or Sag, but then because it's like smaller chin and like bigger, I was like, maybe it's Aquarius because she's also tall. She's very tall and lanky.
That would make Mars in her first house then.
Yeah.
She's Aquarius rising.
Like, I'm thinking maybe she could be Aquarius. I'm okay with the Scorpio too. Like, that seems like a plausibility.
Yeah.
Those would be like I just feel like her physicality. It's hard with Scorpio. Like, the physicality is not like so like in your face.
Yes.
I feel
Scorpio risings, because Scorpio can be a very mysterious sign, it can show up in a multitude of ways.
Yes. And I've met like plenty of Scorpio suns where you would never, like, they're not wearing black, they're not goth, like all the things, but they're like a Scorpio. And so I could see that too. I'm gonna vote either Aquarius or Scorpio.
I was also considering Aquarius rising for her because I was thinking about the Mars placement in her first house. I just felt intuitively Spirit was like Scorpio. So
that makes that's great. I love that.
The Pluto in her first house, the intensity in her eyes. And
also, like, if she does a lot of period pieces, they tend to be very dramatic and intense. So, like, being the Scorpio rising could give her that, like, edge to that's why I like period pieces. It's like smoldering, yearning, like mind games, chess games. Like, that's all stuff Scorpio loves.
Yes. Yep.
All right, let us know your thoughts. People who've actually seen her act. Oh my god. You know what, though? I feel there's value in just like cold calling it, because as an intuitive, we do readings for people we know nothing about, and we just put our stuff out there and they're like, oh my god, this is me, you know?
And if she is a Scorpio rising, her North Node is in Pisces, so she's experiencing her nodal return right now. And that would indicate then that her North Node would be in her 5th house, the house of creativity and self-expression. So it is interesting that this big piece of work that a lot of people are going to go to the movie theaters and watch is happening in her nodal return in the house of creativity.
I get you. That tracks.
That feels aligned for me. And her guardian angel is the 6th angel, Layla Hell, who is known as the praiseworthy aspect of source consciousness. So this is the angel that is all about divine love. And I love how Layla Hell invites us into a deeper expression of our light. That's essentially what Layla Hell is all about. And it's a higher aspect of Venusian consciousness because this occurs in the 3rd decan of Aries, which is a decan ruled by Venus. And that's so fascinating because Venus is considered to be in detriment in the sign of Aries because she's at home in both Taurus and Libra, opposite in Aries, but yet she rules over this 3rd decan, which relates to that 4 of Wands energy, which I love because this is an indication of what it means to be completely whole in your individuality in a relationship with someone else. It's like, no, I love myself so much that I will not sacrifice my essence to be in a relationship. And love me for all parts of who I am, because I'm going to keep shining my light. So yeah, they're the angel to call in if you're wanting to attract lovers, soulmates. Call Layla Helen. They'll be an angelic support for you. Oh yeah, if you were also born between April 15th and April 20th, this will also be your guardian angel, the 6th angel, Layla Hel. They're also known for the energy of celebration that's related to the frequency of praise. And I feel like this Fantastic Four movie, Vanessa, you're about to be getting lots of praise sent your way. And you deserve it, right? If you were born under Layla Hell's influence, y'all deserve all the praise. Just keep shining your light.
I'm like, hashtag praise kink.
Well, that's your moon angel. That's why.
I don't.
Yeah. Love.
I don't think I have a praise kink. Why are you looking at me? When have I ever lied to you? When?
Okay.
It's not the main thing that turns me on.
Deserve appreciation, though. Like, that's Layla Hell's energy.
I like to be recognized. That's why I'm a sore winner and a sore loser. Like, I want people to be like, yes, you are right. Like, I like that piece, but that's because my inner child was invalidated my whole childhood. But I'm not, like, in the bedroom, like, I don't want to be called, like, good girl or something like that.
Well...
Because I hate authority, because my Uranus placement.
Your own... Layla Hell is the angel that supports humans in receiving the praise that is authentic and true to them. That goes back to the Aries medicine. So if that's not authentic for you,
I get you.
Then
okay, so you heard it here. Just send some praise and accolades. Validate to me.
This angel is also especially known for their connection to beauty and beauty magic. And
that makes sense.
I feel like that's also what we see just in her pictures.
Yes, very beautiful and stunning. Just so picturesque and statuesque and all the things.
Layla Hell is also known as like one of the singers of the cosmos, and like there is this connection to the song that runs through them as an angelic being. It's like this feeling of being kissed everywhere. So I feel like that's a part of Vanessa's art that she's here to create, is like remind people of their innate light and the song that runs through them. This angel is also very important to call in if you need support healing, curing disease. They support cellular repair. That's also an emotional gift you have.
Energy healer.
Color healing is there. Like, this angel is the angel of color healing. So it's interesting, like, even looking at her pictures, like, she wears a lot of, like, the red lipstick.
Yeah, I actually would wear red lipstick a lot. Yeah.
That's so Aries, too, the red.
And then you're, like, blue eyes. She has, like, the red lipstick just, like, pops.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
All right.
Beautiful and radiant. That is Layla Hell's energy. And we see that in her, too.
Oh, yeah. Like, her skin is just, like... Yeah. Okay, so, you know, we're professional yappers. That's why we have a podcast. Yes. So sometimes that means that the episode goes on for, like, over 2 hours. So...
A lot of times it means that. So...
Even the Alexa agrees. So we decided to cut this episode into 2 halves, pausing it here, and we'll pick up right where we where we left off next week. And
so come back and listen to the rest of the episode next week. Thank you for listening to another episode of the Celestial Tea Podcast.
If you enjoyed our hot takes and breakdowns, please leave us a 5-star review wherever you stream, share with your friends and fam, and follow us on all the socials.
Let us know if there is a pop culture icon or a phenomenon that you want us to look at next. Tune in next week for another piping hot cup of celestial tea. Cute.